So the basic technique involves the use of an epoxy resin to seal the tub and to make it basically refinish. Document the tub refinishing process from start to finish. Alex normally operates in New York City where there's millions of tubs, literally, that were installed in the early 1900s. That means that they're heavily degraded and that they do contain lead. That lead can easily go into the water, and if kids swallow some of that water while they're in the bathtub, they can be exposed. Right now, Alex is preparing the tub. As you can see, the tub has been masked off from the floor, so when he applies the eco-glaze epoxy resin, it doesn't touch the floor, obviously. We're reglazing the tub, not the floor. So I'm here with Alex.
Eco-glaze odorless bathtub reglazing. So the main point of this reglazing, it's odorless, it has no smell, it has zero VOC, which is proved by laboratory, comparing with the traditional spray reglazing, which is smelly and you can't be at home, otherwise it's toxic for your health for at least 2 days, 2 full days.
And the spray reglazing is thinner than the pour-on.
Much thinner, and it in average start peeling off and cracking in 1.5 years, in average. Mm-hmm. This type of reglazing holds up to 10, 12, 15, 20 years.
Cool.
Much longer than any kind of spray reglazing. Plus is much more durable, much more firm. If something drops, there won't be any damage.
It's solid stuff.
Yes, very solid. It's the paint is based on epoxy resin glue, which is very, very firm, like a stone. I will mix paint now.
I'm going to try my hand at reglazing the tub myself later, so stay tuned for that. So why do you prefer to mix it with a stick instead of using a drill?
Why I prefer mixing with a stick? Because for me it's more comfortable.
So what Alex is going to do is essentially pour the liquid onto the tub, wet the entire tub uniformly with a coating of the epoxy to prevent access to the underlying tub material, which contains lead, which leaches into water when you draw bath. New York City tubs, which are cast iron over-glazed with enamel, typically contain up to 250,000 parts per million in that outer layer. The iron doesn't have any lead, but the outside of the tub does. And when the material starts to degrade, the lead gets exposed. If you spray the tub and you see that it flows, you know that there's some lead that's accessible, and it very well could get into the tub water as well. So we're going to watch Alex set this tub up for success, because when a child bathes in it, they shouldn't get a mouthful of lead. How long have you been doing this, Alex?
For 5 years.
Because this is a proven technology with a professional application. It'll last for years. The tub isn't a sidewalk. Yeah, I'm not. And this house being under construction, it's pretty cold, so we have to keep the door shut so the proper temperature is achieved. You can't have a really cold tub.
When it's too hot, it's also no good, because it's going to be thin, very thin layer.
So what's your best advice for somebody who wants to prepare their tub for reglazing?
24 hours before reglazing, put the temperature for 73 degrees.
So definitely not as hot as I made it. And sorry for making it harder today. Some kids love to drink bath water. Apparently, I don't know, that's what I've heard. But I don't know why the parent would allow them to drink it. Because it could have lead in it, or it could just have the unfiltered water from the tap. If you are looking for a lead water filter, get something that's NSF 53 rated. That's going to be guaranteeing that it can remove 90% of all lead.
Okay, do you want to see how I do the bottom of the bathtub?
Yes. So Alex is almost done with the tub. We're going to check out how it looks and ask him some final questions. It really looks like a new tub. Alex, how much do you think it would cost for somebody to replace a tub instead of getting it reglazed?
Depending what kind of tub they're gonna put, like starting from 2,500 and up to 5,000-6,000. Depending many factors.
And how much does the Eco Glaze application cost?
Also depending starting from 500 and up to 800 up to 1000.
Based on the amount of preparation and the
Yes,
condition
yes,
of the
of
tub?
course, right. Every case is different. For hotels, if it's going to be hotel or big property management, it's going to be cheaper because it's a wholesale price.
And how many units do you require for a wholesale price?
Yeah, starting from like 4 or 5 units.
How can people get in touch with you?
You can call me. I mean, the best way to call me, the fastest way. Yeah, I can share my contact information.
Now I'm going to try my own hand at tub reglazing to see how I can do it as an amateur. It's a really smooth process from preparing the bathroom to be nice and warm but not too hot, to letting Alex get to work and transforming your tub from something that has exposed toxic lead to something that is going to be good for another, he says 3 years, but I think it's more. So now that the tub is done, we're just going to find out first how long it takes to cure and what people can do to keep it in the best shape.
Okay, it takes at least 24 hours to cure, but the longer the better. Ideally, it's 2 weeks.
So what I want to do is I want to get some of this Eco Glaze and I want to try it out for myself and see how an amateur can stack up against a professional.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we're done. This tub has been reglazed and it's just got to sit and cure for at least 24 hours before it starts being used.
Yes.
Well, it looks great. So thanks, Alex.
Yep.
You can contact Alex at Eco Glaze by reaching him on his cell phone number, which is right here. So give him a call. Call Alex. He'll take care of your tub and prevent it from exposing you or your children to lead, at the very least. And it'll also make it look great. Let's get a final view of this thing. All right, well, I learned a lot more about tubs than I thought I would, but this is a great way to make a tub safer, and thank you, Alex, for
You're welcome.
helping out. That's great, all right. This thing does not have lead on it, so when I spray it, I don't get any glowing except for around it because the tub is made of lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to emulate Alex's technique and make sure we can safely prevent exposure to lead in a tub with an epoxy resin.